Hello, hello. It's good to be here again. It's a beautiful Tuesday, and I'm Isi Bewaji on JIB Live, Hot 93.3. We are going to go straight into the topic because it's one of those very interesting, controversial topics, and it's actually one of my least favorite topics, but we're going to have to talk about it. It's marriage. And it was something Daddy Freeze talked about on Instagram. And I want to know your opinion on what he posted, and I'm going to share it. He says, if your spouse does not have access to and the password of your phone along with your bank details, account balance, you are not married. Please disregard that certificate and that joke where you tie the knot with vows in a religious shrine. So that's what Daddy Freeze had to say. And I am thinking, this is a matter he raised on Instagram. We are still on this thing called marriage. We just keep talking about marriage over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, so if you want to talk about it, then let's talk about it. My own issue with this topic is always because of the fact that there's nothing altruistic about marriage. It's not like you're doing it because you want world peace. It's not like you're doing it because you want to develop the country or the nation. It's not like there's nothing altruistic about it. It's just your own selfish need, and that is valid. You're right. It's valid. But for something that doesn't develop the world, we spend so much time talking about it, and it's just frustrating. Like, it just doesn't do anything to the world. It's your needs, your sexual, emotional, financial needs being met. If something so selfish is, why do we keep going on and on about it all the time? But it's obviously one of the most interesting topics we have, so let's just talk about it because, people like to talk about it, and I'm so sure I'll get a lot of comments today because it's marriage. Okay, my question is, what level of privacy do you require in your relationship or marriage? What level of privacy do you require? As far as Daddy Freeze is concerned, you have to share everything, okay? If you don't share everything, then the entire vows you shared is a lie, is a sham. And he also mentioned where he said, any vow apart from the vow you have with God is evil. But that's just going way deep into spiritual stuff, and I'm not going to touch that. So let's just stay around the surface of his post when it comes to marriage. I want to know, what level of privacy do you require in your relationship, in your marriage, in your courtship, whatever it is you're having, in your situationship? What level of privacy do you require? 0% to 100%. Let me know. I will be taking all of your comments today. I won't say anything because I want to hear what you have to say. I have Big Daddy Ice with Ice Prince coming up. All right, it's still 93.3, and this is JIB Live with Isi Bewaji. Okay, so we're talking about something inspired by Daddy Freeze's Instagram post, where he said if your spouse does not have the password to your phone, to your bank and your bank details, everything that you believe is private, if they don't have passwords and access to all of these things, then you are not married. I would like you to react. You can send your messages to WhatsApp 0818-008-9933. What level of privacy do you require in your relationship? Let me know. I have a WhatsApp message here from Ebube. He says, hello, I'm Ebube from Owerri, and I would like to comment on the issue Daddy Freeze raised on Instagram, discussed here on GIB Live. My parents have been married for 27 years, and I have never seen my mom or dad make a fuss about password of either of their phones or ATM details. So whenever this issue are raised on social media, I just roll my eyes, maybe because they are not of this generation or something. But I think these issues are overflogged, and people need to allow others to do what works for them in their marriages. These unending arguments are tiring and headache-inducing. But we are Nigerians, and I doubt if it's going to end anytime soon because we like dwelling in non-issues. She says, I think Daddy Freeze should just take a chill pill and be quiet already. Okay, Bube, thank you so much for your comment. And I do agree to some extent that this thing is overflogged, this marriage thing. People are so different, and they should approach life and their commitments personally. Like, they should approach it however they want to. I don't think there is one rule that sets everyone into how a relationship should be or how a marriage should be. We're also very different, and in how different we are, we should be able to define our relationships. Our everything that we are should be defined based on who we are and what we like. I don't necessarily think there's a particular script we all should follow when it comes to love or dating or marriage or courtship or whatever. So thank you, Ebube, for sharing that. I have one here. You see. Good morning. This is Chizoba Francis from Port Harcourt. Regarding what GIB raised, I think there is no limit to what you would want to share with your spouse or tell your spouse about. After all, you both are one. It is then up to you and your spouse to know your limits. I won't tamper with my spouse's bank account or his money, even if I know I can easily have access. That's why it is very healthy to be financially independent. He, as my husband, should bring money to the table from time to time. He knows I have to spend his money too. I might have to take his money unannounced when emergency pops. And of course, there should be a plausible explanation for that. As my spouse, he too should extend the same courtesy. It ultimately boils down to the personality that you call your spouse. If your spouse is not good with money, your own money is not an exemption, I think. Okay, thank you, Chizoba, for sharing. I would still like to know more. What level of privacy do you require in your relationship? Do you want to share? Do you think it is necessary to share all of your passwords, all of your details, your own personal details with your spouse or your partner? Do you believe in joint accounts? Do you believe in intruding into their personal space online and all of that? Do you even believe in all of this online PDA that people, shower between themselves? Let me know what you think. How private are you, and how much of yourself are you willing to give into your relationship? Send your WhatsApp message as usual, 0818-008-9933. I have another music here. Wow. All right, we're still here and we are talking about marriage and what level of privacy do you require in your relationship? I have another comment here from Nicole Uche. Nicole says, I think the level of privacy in marriage should be determined by the tempo of the marriage. If the commitment is 0%, the privacy should be 100% and vice versa, to avoid stories that touch. Okay, so why would you even be in a marriage with 0% commitment? That's the problem with Nigerians. Like, why are you even married to someone with 0% commitment? It's not necessary. And because we think this marriage thing is some kind of compulsory exercise, like some compulsory course, we just take it most times without any interest, without any knowledge, because we just feel like, okay, it's 28, I'm 28, okay, it's time to get married. And just anybody that pops up, boom, So why would you even be in a marriage without any commitment? I'm just asking questions. I would like to know. I have more comments here. Let me just read what I have right here. Okay. Donald Cycles says, we keep focusing on the wrong issues. If there is trust in a relationship, you do not need access to any of those devices. The problem with Nigeria and those who seek to advise others is that they are often limited by the only moral thinking people are exposed to in religious texts, which are often crude or rule-based. What happens when there is not a rule for a specific situation? Moral reflection is about our ability to resolve problems by thinking it through. Moral problems are like maths problems. We just need the information and we should be able to do the analysis. Privacy from your own spouse, naturally you're still an individual. Sometimes the time you spend alone makes the time you spend together even more wonderful. It helps you develop what you bring to the table. Trust building exercises are more important than sharing passwords and other financial information. If you trust your partner, you don't need access. If you don't trust your partner, you need insurance to check up on them and to make sure they are sharing all pertinent information. We need to stop talking about how to build better relationships. These rules are not working. They create distrust and turn marriage into some kind of warfare. A spouse you cannot trust is not worthy of the title. Just call it something else instead of marriage. Call it financial improvement relationship or child producing relationship to satisfy societal expectations. Okay, Donald, easy now. And I don't understand what he's saying. He's saying, see, if there's trust, there's no point sharing anything. And why would you even get into a marriage without trust? Why would trust expose you in a way where you don't even have any right to privacy? Why would that be necessary? All right, send your messages. I'll be reading them. I want to know, what level of privacy do you require in your relationship? All right, we're still talking about marriage and what level of privacy do you deserve in your relationship. Ruka says, trust is earned. Being able to share your phone passwords without holding back is one of the ways of building that trust, especially if you and your partner have agreed to stay exclusive with each other. It's not about having access or checking phones. It's about the absence of denial. And this is not a Nigerian thing or problem. Trust isn't abracadabra. Trust is built over long transparency. The funny thing is that people who have access to their spouse's phones accounts don't get itchy to check or monitor their partners as much as partners who think that certain level of privacy should be maintained. You see, everybody seems to be making sense as far as I'm concerned. As diverse as all of the opinions are, everybody seems to be making sense, and that is what this entire thing comes to. The fact that we will all have to live our individual lives as we want in different ways. We'll all have to set our standards. We'll all have to decide how we want our marriages to go. Because if you keep going back and forth, it makes no sense, because everybody is making sense with all of their different opinions on the matter. So what that means is marriage is not a straitjacket. There's just not one rule. There's no book. And that's why I don't read books about relationships. It doesn't even make any sense for somebody to write stuff. You don't know me. You don't know my experience. You don't know where I'm coming from. You're writing a book and telling me it's 101 ways to have a good marriage. Yo, that's your rule. That's not mine. I get to decide what I want for myself. Okay? So yeah, I totally agree with Ruka, and I also agreed with Donald, and they are saying two different things, but they all are making sense. That's the idea. That's what marriage is about. Okay, I have another one here. Precious says, mine can spend money up and down, so I have a safe account because the future is the future. I've had to break it time and again, but he feels I borrowed the money. Aside that, I know everything and password to all accounts and have his bank app on my phone instead of mine. Is the trust and understanding of the two becoming one? Thank you for that. Emeka here says, if there's enough trust, then we should be naked before each other. I'll say that again. If there's enough trust, then we should be naked before each other. So what he's saying is, you should be naked in front of each other. You should share whatever you need to share. You should give out your passwords and your bank details, joint accounts, everything. That's his opinion. And so many people agree with that. And for others who actually feel like, you know what, I am entitled to my privacy. I'm entitled to have a life away from my marriage, a life that I can preserve away from the scrutiny of marriage. That also is valid. So it just seems like we keep going back and forth, but it's something we all enjoy doing. It's almost like time wasting, but people enjoy it. So let's talk about it. I really want to know your own personal opinion based on what Daddy Free said. That was so, if you don't share anything with your spouse, then your marriage is not even in existence. Then you're not married. If you have to share everything, how real is that? How true is that in your life? And do you agree with it? You can send your WhatsApp messages to 08180089933. I have Betty Who next. Obiamaka says, hello Joy, what do they need each other's password for? I think they have no business being married if they are focused on that. Okay, thank you, Obiamaka. I have here Uju says, what has love got to do with my account details? Everybody should maintain their lane, Biko. Where my spouse need help and assistance, I can come in and help. We are not in a business partnership. Uju, all right, thank you. Titi Layomi says, arrant nonsense. My partner has no business with my phone or my financial status, as much as I don't with his, unless we individually choose to inform each other. It is not mandatory, and even if either of us gives out those information, the other partner isn't obligated to do so. Marriage is not mathematics that has uniform answers or solutions. It is based on individuality. And true. Send your messages to 081800899933. What level of privacy do you require in your relationship? Do you agree that if you and your spouse aren't sharing all of your passwords and bank account details and all of your private messages or access to everything that is private to you, do you think you are not, is it true that that is not a real marriage? Are you not entitled to some kind of privacy? Do you have to give out everything that you are because you got married? I think there's a level of honesty. Is it even a healthy thing? Is it healthy for the relationship when everything is so bare? Is it healthy for the relationship where everything is so bare, where even conversations with your girlfriends, like the woman and her girlfriends and all of that, just every single thing of your life is just bare. Your spouse has access to everything. Is that healthy? I would like to know, because I have a totally different opinion about all of this. I personally think this whole marriage thing is such an okay, so we have perfected the art of marriage. I mean, all our churches are teaching. They have singles classes, married classes, everything about it. They focus on it. They monitor and police our private parts. They do all these things, but we're still third world. Like, no, it's just, I don't understand it. I'm not saying people shouldn't be happy or find love and be married. I just want to know, in 2019, with all that is going on in the world, with all of the progress and technological advancement and evolution, how does it in any way add to the development of the world? How? I mean, we're even giving birth to kids where we don't even have facilities here to even go to government hospitals and see the condition of how women. We still have the highest mortality rates, child mortality rate, and these are things I think we should be more concerned about than getting married and having more kids in a society that cannot even take care of the kids that are already here. We're just not programmed. We're not ready for the world that is coming. We are not ready for the real world that is coming. We're just not ready, and we're still here talking about marriage. And that's what really gets on my nerves when for religion especially, how much time, my goodness. I used to go to church a lot when I was in my 20s, and I want to take back, I want to reclaim my time. I just want to go back and reclaim all of my time. I just wasted all of my time. It's just no point. All of those time I should have used it to go and learn a skill or something and be doing something really cool right now. It's just so much time we waste on this thing that adds no value to society except the pleasure it gives you as an individual, which is okay. But do you really need to spend all that time hearing the same thing? All right, but we are here because it is a trending topic and it is quite a controversial and interesting one, and people like interesting topics. So let's keep it coming. WhatsApp 081800899933. What level of privacy do you require in any relationship you are in, whether marriage or courtship or, with your lover, boyfriend, girlfriend? Let me know. So we're still here talking about marriage and the level of privacy you deserve in your marriage. Okoro Chidozie says, from my experience in life and as a lawyer, it is necessary for a partner, wife or child to know some basic details. Passwords and account details are one of such. I have seen people die and their spouses and children have no idea how to get access to their monies, to even some cases used to cater for themselves, or even when a person is involved in an accident and funds are required. My wife has all my passwords for phone and ATM, just like I know hers. Sometimes I even ask her to help me send emails if I can't do so from my phone. We just have to realize that our loved ones need to have the details just as we need theirs too. This is a very valid point. He's coming from a very, very important, more valid point than the context of Daddy Freeze itself. The fact that people die and they don't have access to the spouse's account details to use the money. If you go to banks, if you ask bankers, there's so much in their that there's so much they have that because of death, a lot of families don't have access to so many accounts and can't claim the money of their late spouses. So this is a very valid point. This is one of the reasons why you may need to share certain information with your loved ones, because they need to have access in case of emergency, in case of death, in case of, sickness, in case of anything, they should be able to have access to your money or to whatever is necessary so they can take care of themselves while you're gone, because that is the ultimate reason why you're married, right? To show love, to protect, to provide, to shower with all that you have, emotionally, financially. So yes, I totally agree with that. If that is the only reason for sharing all of your details, I think Chidoze just gave me the reason why this is necessary. So thank you for that. That is a deeper meaning than any of this emotional stuff we've been going back and forth about. Just the fact that your spouse has a right to your funds when you are gone. It's legit. And we don't even know when death will call. It could just call any time. So what you can't say, okay, I'm gonna live till 70 and then maybe then I will share my. No, what if it happens now? God forbid. I'm just saying. You need to be sure that the people you leave behind can take care of themselves with the money you have worked for all your life. All right, so thank you for sharing that. I have a message here on WhatsApp. Ify says, I love this particular one. Truth is, marriage and certain relationships are not meant for everyone. Reason why there is so much breakup. People like us are just created to be independent. I have no apologies though. So if you ask me, I want my privacy 100%. I would let you in when I want. And you know what, Ify, even if you want to get married with this mindset, I think it is still valid. All you need to do is to be honest with your partner. You just tell him exactly what you said. You know what? I love you. I think it's cool we get married, but you know what? I need my privacy 100%. Can you deal with that? If he can deal with that, then fine. If he can't deal with it, then let him go. I think it is that conversation is necessary. People need to have that conversation in marriage. And it's not just the privacy part. It's a part of everything. There's so many things we need to reveal to ourselves before we get married so that people know, okay, people can make a choice. Do I like this person, but do I really want to live with these rules? Do I really want to live with these rules? Do I really want to live with the way do I want to accept her the way she is in marriage? If he's the kind of person that believes that everything should be shared, then he can't be with Ify. Someone like Daddy Freeze can't be with Ify, right? Even if they love each other. I'm not saying, just saying, someone like him can't be with you. But if, that is why the conversation is necessary. That is why honesty is necessary before, the marriage. All right.
This is what you've been missing. More than just music. That's all we do. Hot 93.3.
It's Hot 93.3 JIB Live. I'm still here. We're talking about marriage and the level of privacy you require in your relationship. Let me know. Okuna says, in a true marriage, I totally agree with what Daddy Freeze is saying. In a union where there's honesty and both are genuinely interested in making the marriage work. Unfortunately, most people are practicing managerial skills in marriage, in which case I think both should keep some things to themselves because the sham is obviously heading to the rock. Okay. All right. I have one more here. Olaide Akin says, so I told the boyfriend that the password to his phone, then he might as well break. That I told the boyfriend that if he keeps his password to his phone, then we might as well break up, as I cannot be in a relationship with secrets. I won't check his phone. At least I have no reason to. But secrecy reflects insincerity to me. Wow. I asked to use his phone for something, and after that, he became so conscious to the point of adding a password. That was a red flag. Anyway, he returned it to status quo when he saw I was going to break up. It's an early relationship, so I guess he has some tidying up to do. I don't pretend about what I need or my needs, and I find that he knows I am not afraid to be single. Okay, relax already, lady. Like, okay, you say it's a young relationship, it's a new relationship. At least the guy needs to. I mean, are you guys for real? Like, people are not even entitled to their passwords anymore. I have never given anybody my password, and it's never going to happen, because I truly believe that I am entitled. I'm an adult. I mean, we are entitled to keeping our thoughts. We're entitled to have, life is not just what it's on the surface. People have all kinds of interests in life that they don't want. It's not because it's shameful or disgraceful or something like an abomination or anything. It's just that you have a space in your life where you want to keep it all to yourself. You don't want to share that space with anyone. You don't want to share that thought with anyone. You don't want to share those fantasies with anyone. Like I said, it doesn't even have to be shameful. It's just something you would rather just keep to yourself. You are entitled to that kind of privacy. And if it's a new relationship, I think we should really just chill, though. Like, just chill already. I feel people are entitled to privacy. And even in marriages, like, what do you need the password for, though? What do you need? Because if people want to cheat, they're going to cheat regardless of password or no password. Those are things that people don't understand. Like, if you're going to cheat, you're going to cheat. Whether you give the password or not, people just have a way of doing these things and still keeping the good persona that they need to keep in front of their spouses and in church and in family and, and things like that. So I really think we should just, first of all, learn to appreciate people for who they are. Especially if it's a new relationship, I think you should just chill and just enjoy it. Don't force it. Let the person reveal whatever they need to reveal as, time goes on. But that's just me. I'm not a counselor. So that's just my own personal opinion. I would like to know more. Send your messages to WhatsApp 0818-008-9933. What level of privacy do you require in your relationship? And do you agree with Daddy Freeze when he says that if you're not sharing all of your passwords and your access to everything you have, then what you have is not a marriage? Do you agree to that? Let me know. Simi's next. Ayo. While in a transparent relationship, passwords shouldn't be needed. Passwords should be made available without being asked for or the other party needing it. Why would I make my password available though without any? Okay, so the idea is when we're in a relationship, I just say, let's check this out. Like, so you ask me out and I will ask you out, whatever is happening, and then we're in a relationship and it's a strong relationship, and the next time like, by the way, this is my password to my phone. Just like that. Why does he need that information? So anyway, she continues. Password should be made available without being asked for or the other party needing it. The doubts and lack of trust generates from holding back and denied access. Most times when a person needs the other party's password, it is not to establish that there is infidelity. It is to confirm an already established doubt. All of this just makes me realize one thing. I have no interest in this conversation. It's just, seriously, it's just a long winding situation with marriage. It's so long winding. Like, I just feel like I'm losing essence just talking about it. It's such a simple matter. People should go live their lives. And I do appreciate everyone sharing their comments because it shows that you are living your own truth. Everyone is coming with different opinions and it shows that you're living your own truth. And by all means, live your truth, right? Live your truth. Don't go reading any book and getting everything twisted, because the truth is, and I'll give you examples. People say, start a joint account. Some people start joint account and it works for them. They grow their business, they grow their account, they grow the money, and they stand together. Some other people do this joint account and it doesn't work out. Somebody in the relationship messes with the finances. So those are two people who did the same thing and the results are different because people are different. Situations are different. You don't go defining your own life based on how Mrs. A is living hers. It just doesn't work that way. Some people, and we've seen it happen over and over again. Sometimes you say, okay, grow with the man or grow with the woman, and it doesn't work out well for so many people. Sometimes they say, okay, if he's struggling, give him money, help him, use your school fees. And if any of my kid tries that crap, anyway, so use your school fees, give it to the man, let him grow. Sometimes it works out right. He grows and becomes somebody, and then he takes care of the situation, takes care of you, and he treats you right. But other times you do exactly what Mrs. B did, and it doesn't end well. The dude goes away, he runs away, he takes care of somebody else, and you are bitter and angry. See, all of these rules, you have to bring it to your own personal truth. What are you comfortable doing? What are you I am not comfortable sharing anything with anyone. I am just not comfortable. And I have to bring myself into a relationship and make it very clear, yo, I am not sharing my password with you. Is that cool? And I don't want your own password. I don't care. Like, doesn't mean I don't love you. I just don't need the extra situation in my life. All right. So as long as I'm living my truth, I'm happy. I'm not doing all that, take my salary and go and build your business. No, you go get your own money. Like, yo, get it already. And let's just come together solidly and do things together. But some other woman, they want to help a struggling man. I'm not interested in that. So it doesn't mean any of the situation is invalid. We're all valid and we're all living our truth. That's how I see it. Okay. Bad Liar is next by Imagine Dragons. All right. So that is how I end the show today on GIV Live. I'll be here tomorrow again with another interesting topic. Enjoy your day. The news is next. Bye.